look alive, sunshine. Time to go fly high in the sky. As always, I am your host, Shadow Fang, with the first episode of Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown. I hope your week has been going well, because I am stoked to play this game. This game uses an autosave feature. Do not switch off. Okay. Creating save data. I get it. Can we just play? Holy. Let's just scroll all the way down. Agree. Really? We'll do expert. Subtitles? I guess we could do it off. Alright. Oh my. Oh, multiplayer. Engage in combat with other players around the world. Ooh. That sounds like fun. But I want to do this. Campaign, new game. Does it still do? Yes, it does. The difficulty. Excuse me, I had a cough. You know what? I'm pretty sure we can unlock more and achieve a little bit more with hard difficulties. So, let's give it a shot.
Does the color of the sky mean anything special to you?
I don't know. Does it?
It does to me. A hell of a lot.
I bet.
When I close my eyes, the sky in my dreams is a deep, dark blue.
I'm liking the music already.
Pilots have been in my family for 4 generations. Flying's in my DNA. Even so, my grandpa didn't want me joining the Air Force. He lost faith in the Ocean Air Defense the day my dad died in battle.
You know, Abby, I wish you could see what it's like up
Ocean?
there. Cruising above the clouds, the dark blue of the stratosphere. Nothing beats being at the controls and seeing it from the cockpit. Look here.
Gramps tossed a magazine over to me with an article. Unmanned fighters are no longer a dream, it read. Pilots taking to the skies will soon be a distant memory.
I don't see anything good coming from that.
I don't
You know
either.
what? Lying smack dab in the middle of the desert west of here, there's a bunch of planes from the last war. Some of them have been mothballed, but most of them are just rusted piles of junk waiting to be scrapped. Gramps was really good friends with the super there, so he got to take whatever he wanted, no questions asked. That's how we got the parts to build our own plane. Now, when I say we, I mean me, my grandpa, and his old war buddies. I cut my teeth working with those geezers. They taught me their skills and some dirty jokes. But with their aging eyeballs and whatnot, I ended up having to do most of the work myself. I was at the airstrip doing some flight training when I saw it. A prototype drone. It wasn't much of a plane, more of a trash can with wings.
Laugh at
agree.
it all you want, kid. But technology's always changing. If you don't keep up with it, it'll leave your ass behind.
It took 6 years and 8 months to get that engine running. And it took us another 1.5 years after that to finally get the balance of the airframe just right. I'd gone from being a little girl to, well, still a girl, just older. But now, I was all alone. Wherever the souls of my Gramps and his pals are flying, I hope it's peaceful.
Who's your dad? Is it Alvin Davenport?
Then, finally, I was ready to break the sound barrier. All this plane could do was take off, accelerate, and fly up.
Oh man, I got chills! That's actually pretty cool that she built that with her grandfather and then now is taking it to the sky. That's rad.
So, I flew up. Straight up. Through the clouds. Higher into the sky. Dark blue. I could almost touch it. Then I saw Osia's fighters. They were tailing something. A drone. They were going full out chasing that thing. Doing 30 Gs at least. Damn, I've never seen anything move that fast. It had a rose painted on it. The Erusian emblem. But that country's a whole continent away from here.
Erusia? What's Erusia got to do with this now?
Piece of junk. Should have built it to turn too.
Whoa! Why is she being shot at?
Is everyone here? Settle down.
Don't tell me Osia is the enemy in this one.
You have all been instrumental in helping to maintain peace in Usea as members of the International Union Peacekeeping Force. Until today. Earlier, our radar site informed us that a group of unidentified aircraft was approaching. Communication systems went down immediately afterwards. We are led to conclude that they have attacked the site. Here's your mission. It's possible that the Usian ceasefire agreement has been broken for the first time in over a decade. As of today,
So after the
Fort
fourth
Gray's
game.
Air Base Squadron of the IUPF has been put on high alert. All members who have been ordered to sortie, fly there immediately. Find the unidentified craft, then use your weapons to round them up and force them to land. If the hostiles counterattack, then you will...
What the hell was that?
What?
There's smoke! We're under attack. Numerous unidentified aircraft confirmed overhead. How is that possible?
The tank farm to the north has been bombed.
Many injured.
Scramble! All units, take off and eliminate the unidentified craft attacking the base. This is not a drill.
So Erusia was the enemy before in Ace Combat 4. And then Osia was the hero in 5, but then ended up becoming the traitors. What the hell's going on? Okay. Operation named Deephorn. Take down the hostile bombers. Alright. So my call sign name is Trigger. My partners Clown, Brownie, Golem 3, Golem 4, and Knocker. Aircraft tree. Alright. Starting mission. The F-16. Oh, okay, so they actually brought back the Ace Combat Infinity mechanic, where you can actually buy parts and put them into your plane to make it move faster, go faster, increase its defenses, and weapon from air to air, air to ground capabilities. That's actually pretty cool. So we have the unguided bombs, the long-range air-to-surface missiles, and the looks like, how do you pronounce that? The SASM? The air-to-air burst missiles. It looks like it's a guided. Guess I'll take that. Alright, let's go.
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete. Stand by at the front.
I'm totally digging the colors of the plane and this. Everything is so freaking cool. Alright. Because I'm in such a good mood, I'll make a part 2. So, how to fly is my question.
Radar site's still silent. Scramble. Get those birds in the sky. We're sitting ducks. What's happening? Bombers incoming. Don't know how many.
Ocean?
Runway. We don't got all day here.
Mage Squadron, head
Okay, so we're Ocean fighters.
Golem Squadron, take off. Link to Skykeeper. Hurry, Mage Squadron.
So, who exactly is the enemy? Okay, that's the map.
Mage 2, cleared for takeoff. Situation is tight. It's a hell of a welcoming party. We have faith in you.
Okay, so it's the right trick. It's the R2 button.
Do me a favor and get that bird in the air ASAP.
Do that. Golem Squadron and your wingmen are airborne. Take off and form up with Mage 1.
Okay, that's new.
Mage 2 altitude restriction is lifted. Good luck.
The carrier. Whoa. Looks like the harbor's taken a lot of damage.
Can't have any more casualties. Time to stop the bullshit. Mage 2, form up with Mage 1. All aircraft, let's do this. Golem Squadron, it's go time.
Roger that.
Golem 4 understood.
Alright.
This is the AWACS Skykeeper. Take down all unidentified bombers. They don't have many escorts. They hit our radars hard in the last attack. Expect the worst and stay sharp.
Wilco. Trigger, I'm your wingman. Fly with me now. That's what it means to be in an element. You gotta keep an eye out for enemy bombers.
This is the F5E Tiger Shark, right?
Okay, here we go. Looks like bombers have been located. It's showtime, Trigger. Let's see if you can handle the spotlight. You're a good pilot, or so I told them. I had to fill an empty spot, so play along. It's still a leash, though.
Alright.
Mage 2, walking.
Come on. Get a little bit closer. Okay, so circle's still missiles. X is still machine guns.
Good job, Mage 2.
Square is still switching between missiles and special weapons. Alright, I'm starting to get the feel for it again.
Switch your radar. See if you can locate the enemy.
Just barely. Alright, come on. Our altitude's not changing. That's new. Alright. The flight mechanics are completely different from Ace Combat 5 during the PS2 days.
They're way overhead. Let's go introduce ourselves.
Righty right.
Harbor fuel storage is intact. It's asking for another round. All escorts form up for another attack. Point is 835. Watch out for the support aircraft. Box 2.
Missile away.
Missile connected.
Got him. Alright, there's the MiG. Fox 2.
Page 2, Fox 2.
Got him.
Enemy support eliminated. This should make the job easier. Destroy the target. Targeting gun range. Target confirmed down.
Bandit down. Mage.
Mage 2, targets in range. Pair of bombers.
Trigger, stay calm. You got this. I know the kid's shown some promise, but let's remember, he's still barely gotten his feet wet.
I prefer Rosgreaves. Then again, we're not playing that one yet.
Trigger, don't forget your special weapon.
A lot good that's gonna do me in this fight. Okay, so they definitely changed the amount of distance between missile and gun. Ace Combat 5, when it came to missiles, you had to be at least like 5,000.
You knock him out with your special weapon. Use it when you need to.
Mage 2, target down.
We've done enough damage to the harbor, the carrier, and enemy fleet. Drop payload on installation and return to base.
Mage
Fox
2,
2.
missile launch. Enemy bomber down. Nice going, Mage 2.
Not too shabby, Mage 2. You still got a long way to go, kid. I'll give you some pointers back at base if you can make it in one piece.
Uh-oh.
Skykeeper, this is Mage 1, over. Tally 2 bandits.
Copy that. It's a bomber and an escort.
Oh, there, Trigger, settle down.
What?
Mage 2, maintain your element with Mage 1. Do not break off. Mage 1, make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. Wilco. Golem 2, let's maintain element.
Copy that, Commander. I've got your 6 covered, sir.
Radio.
So what, are we not engaging? The cockpit is a bit smaller than the original cockpit mechanic from 5 and Ace Combat 0.
Golem. Mage 2.
Later.
enemy groups.
This is HQ. Attention all combat groups. Are there any drones? Verify.
Drones? Are you kidding me right now? Jesus, this is the kind of shit that really chaps my ass. UAVs? I can't tell them apart.
Enemy bomber hit, but still airborne. Finish it off.
I'm on it, I'm on it. Hang on. Alright.
Mage 2 locked.
Alright.
Target down.
Attaboy, Trigger.
Gotta take out these escorts first and then take down the bombers.
Golem 3, missile coming at you. Bandit invaded attack. Trying again.
Oh, he's out. He is out.
Still got half our baggage. 15 of our hangars and runways. I'm taking fire. Still flight capable. Don't let them destroy the harbor. Protecting. We're in the harbor.
Shit.
The harbor's under heavy fire.
Missile away.
Alright. Come on. Get there.
Locked. Target in range of guns. Watch out. The enemy has a lock on you.
Oh, hell no.
This is Pt.1. I'm spiked.
Missile shot trashed?
Fox 2.
Not this time. Come on. There we go.
Column 2, evade.
Whew. Get there.
Mage 2
Right.
bandit confirmed down.
They can burn with their whole payload.
Whoa!
Hesitating for a split second could be the difference between life and death. Stay sharp, think fast.
Roger that.
Alright, who's got me?
Fox 2, Fox 2.
Where are you? You little bastard. Get your ass over here.
I'm on this one's tail. Enemy's on me.
No, he ain't.
One remaining.
Mage 2, keep your focus. You got this.
Missile away.
Holy shit! Talk about overkill. You look like you took one hell of a hit.
Missile hit.
Decrease speed, decrease speed. Where are you?
To Golem and Mage. Job well done. All bombers are down. Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
Good going, Mage 2. Flight Commander looks like he's got what it takes. Let's slow down. It's just one sortie. Don't try to be a hero. I want you to make it back in one piece, you hear?
Yeah, I gotta side with the boss man on this.
Golem Squadron, this is HQ. Did you confirm any drones?
What's the deal with all the drones?
Golem 1, return to base and report for debriefing.
I am Princess Rosa Cassette Delise of the Kingdom of Erusia. Citizens of Erusia.
Okay.
Trigger, your call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back. Mage 2, clear for takeoff. The situation is tight.
Oh, so they still do the replay stuff? That's awesome.
Good luck.
And they still do the after
We are
results.
currently assessing the damage to the base. We have
Trophy
confirmed
obtained.
that the aircraft carrier Albatross was sunk. We know
Albatross.
the attacking bogies were from Erusia. International Union peacekeeping force bases all over the Yusian continent were attacked in the same way. The damage is severe. Many wars are lost by failing to recover from the opening blows. That means successfully retaliating was very important. You may have turned the tides of battle here. You have our thanks.
What does Erusia plan on gaining for starting another war? If they failed to take Usia once before, what makes them think that they can start another one and succeed this time? A B? Well, then again, it is a starting plane. You got one or more new nicknames. The aircraft tree has been unlocked in campaign mode. You now equip upgrade parts in campaign mode. Let's begin the next mission.
As of 1 p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusia has declared war on the Osean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing Osean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this violent attack was carried out by drones. They speculate the drones were secretly transported to Osea in shipping containers and launched remotely. The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks. We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Osean carriers currently at sea. Hold on, I've just received breaking news. The International Space Elevator, which is being built in southern Usia, has been seized by the Erusian army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately led to this war. Located near Erusia, on the continent of Usia, the space elevator has been under construction for some time now. The Executive Office of the Osean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Usian peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news from ENN. Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusian Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Osean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusian fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
What?
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Usia was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Refugees swarmed the Erusian Republic, the biggest country on the continent, plunging it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war, one they had no hope of winning.
Against
That's
Usia.
the war my dad fought and died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head-to-head, and the so-called righteous Oseans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Usians, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Usia, paid for by the Oseans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusia, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over. Erusia went from being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone. The second the declaration hit the news, Erusian forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood. President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusian ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process. Osea pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world. Erusia didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner. And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer.
Wrong place at the right time.
In case you were wondering, yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Ocean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye. I was tried, found guilty, and stuffed into a cargo ship. For company, I had some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship, too. We headed off down south for several days, and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusia, on the opposite side of the Yuzian continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats, and the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate.
Holy shit.
Its gun was aimed at the yard. This was a prison. This place looked like a full-on base, but half the tanker trucks were just big balloons, and the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt. The whole place was just one big fat lie.
Jesus.
The only reason I was here is because they knew I'd restored a supersonic plane. They wanted me to make something out of the mothballed planes they brought, that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit? So, I tried to escape. They found out, and set the dogs on me.
What you think was gonna happen? The opposite?
Erusia has made a declaration to the Ocean Federation and all countries on the Yuzian continent stationing the IUN peacekeeping force that we are now at war. Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces aligned with Erusia are currently appearing throughout Yusia. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east. Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusian military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns. Whoever has control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent. We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation.
Jeez.
The Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advanced element. First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops. The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads. You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat. However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
Okay. You'd think that Erusia would have learned their lesson the first time. So we're going in with Clown, Knocker, Brownie, Golem 3, and 4. You can bet that they're gonna have some heavy-duty backup too. You can obtain aircraft weapons and aircraft parts at the aircraft tree to gain the upper hand in missions. So let's check it out. I think I'll end part 1 after we check this place out. So, points awarded depending on your performance in missions and matches. Oh, okay, so looks like matches could also affect gameplay in the campaign mode. They can be exchanged for new aircraft, special weaponry, and upgrade parts on the aircraft tree. You receive them in campaign mode for each mission you complete, and in multiplayer mode for each match you play. The better your performance determined by your completion time, number of kills, etc., the more points you can obtain. So the faster you complete a mission and the quicker you can get the enemy kills, the better. Same old shit, different game. Use MRP in the aircraft tree to obtain more powerful aircraft, weapons, and upgraded parts, giving you more of a fighting chance in the air. Items of the aircraft tree are connected by lines. To unlock an item, you usually need to unlock the item before it on the same line. Some items, however, require you to meet certain conditions before you can gain access to them. When you acquire a new aircraft, you will automatically be given a special weapon, but the remaining two need to be purchased with MRP. Spend your MRP wisely, as you cannot dispose of any aircraft, weaponry, or upgrade parts once you have obtained them, and spent MRP cannot be refunded. Makes sense. Some aircraft and special weapons are better suited for anti-air combat, others anti-surface combat. The key to successful mission lies in choosing the appropriate setup. Fighter boasts excellent maneuverability, ideal for air-to-air combat. Multi-role adapts well to variety of combat situations, while not excelling in any particular area. Attacker, sturdy crafts capable of excellent anti-surface combat. Special weapon types: air-to-air for dealing with aircrafts, air-to-surface, dealing with targets not in the sky, obviously. Others poses characteristics that belong to neither of the above categories. Parameters. Speed refers to an aircraft's flight speed, mobility refers to the aircraft's maneuverability, stability refers to the aircraft's reliability, air-to-air refers to aircraft's anti-air capabilities, air-to-surface refers to the aircraft's anti-surface capabilities, defense refers to the aircraft's durability. Aircraft special weapons and upgrade parts have varying costs that only apply in multiplayer mode. Some rooms in multiplayer mode feature cost restrictions, requiring an aircraft below a certain cost for players to join. That's I'm already not liking multiplayer. So you mean to tell me that I have certain restrictions? Bullshit. Okay, so what do we have here? The F4 Phantom. The F-16 Fighting Falcon. The Super Tomcat. The Fulcrum. Oh, so we have this. The medium-range air-to-air missiles. This will be unlocked when you achieve the rank Airman First Class. Doesn't say whether or not I have to unlock it from multiplayer or story, but I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's in either one. So what do we have here? The brakes. Where's my baby at? So the A10 Thunderbolt. Yeah, this is just like Ace Combat Infinity. The Flanker, the MiG, Foxhound, the Gripen, the Su-30M2, the Su-57. I think that's a new one, because I haven't seen anything like that in the previous Ace Combat games. There she is. Holy shit, you're expensive. But at least I don't have to unlock you. I just have to work my way across the web. There's a few planes missing, it looks like. The F-15J, the F-15C Eagle. I'll get this one, but gotta work our way. So sadly, looks like we're gonna be stuck with these two planes until we earn enough MRP. So definitely gonna have to do some off-screen playing for multiplayer. Perhaps some of the good gameplays that I have I'll post on the channel as well. In any case, I'll end part 1 here, and then we can continue on with the main story. So sit tight, be patient.